mellow heart aligned with the sighs of the wind, fast and cold. Our character was common yet individual, selfish yet intentional. All these prerequisites only reflected her fake, molded smile. She was melting, told to fill the cracks, yet all she could manage was a puddle on the ground every morning. She succumbed to the motionless rhythm, walking amongst the ant colony to the path of the scheme. She was surrounded in all facets of her digital mind. Binary replaced all thought. Ones were the equivalent of people, as zeros became a work of art. Faces that never moved but type followed her endlessly forward, yet backward in the same motion. However, alienation always caught up at the end of the day. When with the pauses, the freshly caught air returned to home base. She was merely an ingredient to the mess of conformity. A cause that demanded an effect, yet the effects only came with the help in the form of a small white disc. Her inevitable demise, the answer to a tragic hero. It is demanded that we must describe people by their looks, their smiles, their genuine bright smiles, their voluminous soft hair, the way their eyes glimmer in the sunlight, or their tendencies expressed in body movement. Looks can only say so much. They can merely offer a visual to a personality not yet discovered. Our character, you see, perfected all these things, the several techniques that could trick eluded emotion. She had the beauty, the hair, the glimmer, the hand motions that caressed the sharp air, but, dear reader, that only tells you so much. What she didn't have eluded her, as the numbers seemed to outweigh all morality. She was a walking mask that admired scales of all sorts. She asked what could fill the void of her pain. She filled schedules, overbooked, overcompensated, yet these tasks only lasted so long, yet stole all she had left to give. As she built her empire, she never noticed the poor foundation, nor the undergrowth of the sea. She led an army by day, but cried in the silences. The change was evident. She was questioned, stripped of the walls built by the ones who cared. She simply refused to believe it all, and continued to usher forward, helping the weak, but forgetting her own value. She told herself to hold back the tears. She didn't deserve that emotion. I must keep going and listen to the noise. Sounds. They grew like stalks, rising and falling, but never ending. Complex and mysterious. It's funny, even in the silences, her brain seemed to make its own static, compensating for the crimes. It was never truly silent. Silence can kill, and she begged for it. She wasn't the same, as her past reminded her endlessly. Her goals were cloudy and so far away. In times past, she could have developed the courage to reach, to try, to care, but the clouds were pointless, considering they dissolve at her touch. They were merely a spectacle of the sky. They were perfect, yet her mind was too tainted to grasp them like before. Things were so pure. What happened? Yet she had to listen to the same repeated phrase. I know how you feel. Keep going. No sleep, No language, no way to communicate the enemy she created in her head, no thought to compensate the events, just continuous motion, a wheelbarrow pushing her lifeless, mindless body forward to the breaking point. I just want to break, I don't deserve it. What if all the effort meant nothing, she thought, as she watched her tower fall and existentialism fill her head. There seemed to be no reason to continue. What if they were right? Professors were like broken records selling this scheme. Death was the most important part of life. It was all too loud. How should I care when the important was lifeless?
I did this to myself. I need rest, but I don't deserve it. How will I ever be anything when nothing truly matters? I want silence. I want to know love. I no longer want to be the one pitied. I want the challenge, but really I want the result. I feel pain, but for nothing, because no one will ever know me. No one will ever truly know the weight of my brain. Make it stop! I said make it stop! Is it seriously getting louder? Stop!
This is the possibility. This is what she could have thought, and what she could have done. She could have dug her grave. She could have added to the hurt. She could have gradually enhanced the pain and ended the momentary discontent for eternity. Although the tragedies tried to eat her alive and unplugged her consciousness for a period, she cried and took a break. The noise wasn't her abductor. She was no longer prey to the idea that stimulus is a happiness stipulation. She cried and listened to the silent majority of her mind. She cried and looked at her pain from afar. She no longer neglected the screams of truth. She was human after all and deserved time to heal. She deserved to recognize her worth for herself because she was priceless. She was as imperfectly perfect as the sky. We all are, dear readers. Now go and change the world.